Well, hello. This is Gmodism Total Nerdy Channel, and we are back into StarMade. And I have been making a couple of nice templates, and I will show them off to you in this little episode. The templates are, as you can see, my NeoTokyo apartment building. It is an apartment building heavily influenced by buildings in Tokyo and other large Japanese cities such as Osaka. Then we'll be looking at what I've done some progress with the template pack over there, and we'll also look at my kitchens and toilets or bathrooms, and that is what we will be doing. Yes. So we'll begin with this building. As you can see, it's a high, I haven't counted, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 story building. And this building features, well, I built it, as I said, at heavy inspiration after buildings in Tokyo, which are immensely narrow, around this size actually. There are buildings this size, immensely narrow, but still really high. And it's basically a cheap copy of those buildings because I found them very interesting, because where I come from, Sweden, we don't have this type of skyscrapers at all. And to me they look very modern, and they look very 80s science fiction. They look very NeoTokyo. They look very... I like them a lot. So I decided to make a apartment complex template out of it. And it's actually like this, that each floor has its own decoration. So we'll be going through all of the floors here. And I'll show you how I make these interiors. I actually make the interiors after a story, or I have some kind of background, or basically a story about who lives there. So today I will actually share to you the stories of each floor here, and all the floors are different. Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. Of course, the outsides of it are pretty similar. All the kitchens and toilets are standard, but the rest is basically only for that floor specific. It's unique designs. And this floor I made because you can see from the outside that this floor is easy to see into. Unfortunately, we can't see some of the details from the outside, but that's a StarMade bug. And this floor here, this apartment here, belongs to a person, and he is very paranoid. So he put up this screen so nobody can watch him as he sleeps. Could be imaginable, as he has the... It can be imagined, as he has the opportunity. Got the bad luck of living at this first floor here, so you know, it's easy to see in. And he's not only paranoid in that manner, actually he has a private water reservoir, and he also has lots of stored goods and foods and stuff like that if something would happen. The bathroom is a standardized bathroom, which all the apartments have. We have a shower unit with a nice, ever popular tentacle shower, yeah, and a simple toilet there. Alright, so we'll be going to the next floor. This is the first floor, so let's walk up to the second floor. And the second floor here, this belongs to probably the most, one of the persons that seem to be one of the most normal persons here. Also, you can go out here, or you actually can't, but you can, since they fixed the bug of the grids actually taking a full block space and not a quarter block space, which they should. So that's a bug, but In the future you can go out here. This is what we would call in Swedish, directly translated, a French balcony. I don't know if the English word is the same, but that is something all levels have, of course. And this person, as I said, seemed very normal. He has a standard office desk working unit which he can work on. He has the small kitchen and refrigerators here. The standardized bathroom, of course. I won't be showing more of the bathrooms now because they are all like this. Very simple, but you know, it's a nice, simple design. But this person has a little secret you see here. Here we have 2 enormous servers. And it's actually so that when he's off working and when it's not relaxing in his huge double bed here, he is actually spending a lot of time with his servers. Yes, he is the owner of some virtual live hosting games and servers, and he is a better than life ship and world's addict, you see. You'll be seeing that lots of the apartment has also negative angles or negative stuff. How to say? It's basically, you know, negative sides of life included there. Oh no, because you know, let's face it, everyone has negative sides, and that's what I wanted to basically enlighten here. Oh, and this was the apartment we're supposed to look at, yeah? We already seen this one, so we'll be looking at the 3rd floor apartment. And at this apartment we of course had a standard kitchen, but not really. The woman that lives here is the only one that has extended the kitchen with a double kitchen. Yes, you can see there are a lot of these plants here which I think look very much like bread, and she lives in this sofa combined with a bed. You can, you know, it's one of those units you can switch from a sofa and a bed, and she lives in this little apartment and had this huge baking addiction and cooking interest, so it's just filled with bread, and she sells some of the breads on the Comnet as well, if you happen to live in the same city, so you can get them. Anyways, here on the 4th floor, I believe, you can also see the nice water tanks outside. Here is a very crowded place. Yes, it's 3 beds neatly stacked, and they're pretty narrow. You can't really fit much in here. And this belongs to a group of mercenaries. There are 3 folks here, and they are all part of the Red Sun mercenary group, and they hired this apartment because they are currently stationed in this city. And yeah, they have their small beds, they have their computer and servers uplinking to their corporation. Harsh life as a mercenary, so they're pretty stacked there. Now we come to the 5th floor, and this is a very nice little apartment here. Somebody's cooking some starfish rock food here, you can see, looking very nice. It's a very simple little sofa here. It's a double sofa. I believe this can also be switched to a bed unit, and I believe this is hosted by 2 persons. 2 young men live here, and you know, they have their sofa here, their glass table, they invite friends for parties, and they cook their cheapest as possible foods. Realistically, but they are low paid workers. Alright, now to the 6th floor, and we can see we have actually this is an apartment. It's inhabited by a slightly fat man and a woman, and they live here, and they have this double bed, and they don't really like going outside much. They usually watch their television here, and you know, that's all they do. They like to watch nature programs, and they dream about how nice it was in the old days, where people just could go out in nature, or at the present day of any of the colonies, you can just walk into nature, and they live in a big city and they can't do that, and they're very envious, and they're watching nature television about it all time and eating a lot of junk food. All right, let's go up to the 7th floor. And here we have some standardized bread being made there. This is a very normal place. This is the most normal apartment of them all. In this lives a middle-aged woman, and she's working at an office, and she's living here alone in her small van, and she's eating bread, and there is nothing to it. But we got to have one normal person, right? We got to have one normal person, right? Alright, let's go up to the 8th floor. And this, oh, I said wrong. This is a 8th floor building, I guess. And this, on the top floor here, we have a space vampire. Yes, a space vampire is living here, and that's why there is no bed, because this seemingly middle-aged man, but he's ancient, he lives here alone, and he's just sitting here when he pretends to sleep. And he got the top apartment here, and this is a very big city, and getting the top apartment, it's very expensive. And of course, as many space vampires and many people getting the best apartments in reality, they have some dark secrets. And as you can see, he is actually trading with drugs. We have some Y-hole cooking there. He's trying to refine it. And we have a pile of cocaine. We have lots of storages with illegal stuff and drugs. And this is a really bad person. And he sits here in his white leather chair, just like this, with his glowing eyes, and just watching the city, and thinking evil things and how to get more money. That's his life. Alright, so going up to the top unit here, we have a simple Rastplatz, where you can, sit around and relax with your friends, and enjoying the absolutely unclean air, and getting radiation damage from the radio mast there. It's very nice. But that's to expect of a very small apartment like this. So I hope you enjoyed these little stories, basically, behind the people that inhabit this 8-story unit, I guess. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think I counted right. Right, so what do we have more? Let me show you the rest, or the other side of the progresses. I've been making bathrooms. We'll take a look at those. They're not super special, but we're supposed to have some blocks here as well. Now that's a bad example block, but you can just walk in here. This is the larger unit, and we have a mirror you can turn on and off, I guess, a kind of sink. And this was the best design I could make of a sink for this area. But yeah, and we have a little water reservoir, a toilet stool, and we also have the little cramped shower unit here. So that's basically the bigger bathroom. Right, so what do we have more? We have the smaller bathroom over here. And it's just a little bit smaller. The roof is not as high, and it basically fits the same things, but it's a bit more cramped and less fancy. And we have a little shower module here as well. Yep, that's the bathrooms. Now let's take a look at the kitchens. First we have these basic units, and I should say that all of this will be of course released. They will be released and stuff, so you can look forward to that. But here we have the simple standard kitchen. I'm pretty happy with how the design came out. We have a nice little sink here and a water thing, water reservoir, some storages. We have a refrigerator and some other storage over there. A nice protein leather, I guess, covered cutting board, a stove, and some fans there. Pretty basic, you know. That's the basic kitchen. It's really nice. Here we have the slightly bigger kitchen. It's only slightly bigger, but you can see it has some other colors, designs, and looks like this. I prefer this one. And yep, this is actually the original design. Now we're taking a jump over to the Deluxe Kitchen unit. And this is, as you can see, a bit larger, a bit fancier, one block wider in this way. We have a kitchen island, some food being cooked there, a little glass wall, and a little pipe here. It's pretty nice. Yep, and then I made two special kitchen units. We have this little compact basic version, but with blue blocks. I think this color combination works really well with the blocks and the storages and the water conduit and the stove and things like this. So this is a nice design. Then we have what I said, well, I didn't live in the 70s, but this is what I imagined would be the 70s inspired design with lots of brown colors. And I guess it's a bit space in, you know. I thought it was a bit funny to make this brown colored scheme like this. So there we have my kitchens. Now we'll go into the build blocks because I will show you the progress of the templates. We have slightly overhauled this little place here on the narrow shootout post. We have the royal entrance here, we have a royal flag of some kind, and we have made this place a little bit more fancy, but it's only minor improvements. And if you didn't know, this is the base of my templates. Oh no. So some templates will get a base, or now I totally messed up. Okay, so this template pack here will consist of a bottom, a middle section, and a top. And basically you'll need a bottom, a middle section, and a top, and you can stack as many middle sections as you want, but you'll only have one base, and that's the security Illuminati base. This is thought of being very rich people having this base here. Right, so what do we have more? What I've been doing is I'm fixing the outside of this building here, also done some very minor details. Oh, excuse me, but yes, you can see it looks much nicer and stuff like that. So that's cool. It looks more like a building now. Then we have completed this little building here, as you can see. This is our low budget office building. And I'll be showing you, go in here and you can see we have the entrance floor here. We have a little reception, we have a huge coffee machine, and we have some working units. Then you go up a floor and we have the normal working place here. We have a coffee machine, and we have, I really wanted to make it a very specific light color mix. It should be this white, green, blue kind of cold light that we see in some offices. It should be that absolutely horrid cheap type of office. And this is also excuse me, this is a special floor as well. We have a little more spacious office. So if you have a higher position at your absolutely horrid office, this is where you live, this is where you work, I mean, probably live as well. And these floors are basically the same with the big working units and the smaller, more, better units, just like this. Small variations, but basically the same. Now, I'm not really sure about this building. You can give me feedback on this if you have any, but what I thought about this was to make a store. But I wasn't really happy with the designs. It kind of looks weird and I don't really know why, so please say tell me what you think about this store in progress here. I don't really know. It looks weird to me. Maybe you think it looks fine. I don't know. Well, please post me comments about that anyhow. And I found out that we could make a pretty cool combination with lots of colors, and that's that attempt, and we'll see what we fill that up in. And of course, any suggestions is welcome. And well, I believe that will sum up my recent progresses in the templates. So yeah, I thank you very much for watching. This is Gmodism, Total Nerdy Channel, signing out. I will be catching you in future videos and stuff like that. But anyways, have a good one.